Welcome back to episode number 4 of the Balls and Goals podcast. As always, we're your two hosts. My name is Ian and I'm joined with Jamie today. How are you doing today? It's been a great weekend of football, so excited to get into it for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm all good. You know, it was a
Good.
nice weekend, and what can I say? It's another episode, another bit of interesting football to review.
For sure. So before we get started, we want to say that we're obviously going to, as always, go back over the results that happened last week. So last week was game week 25. We are also always, as usual, going over the next week. We missed the first 4 games of game week 26. We're currently recording on Wednesday, the 11th of February. So we missed the first 4. They happened earlier today. So we'll just go over those results and then predict the rest of the games, or yesterday, sorry. So, but let's focus on one thing at a time first before I confuse everybody. Yeah. Game week 25, the results. We actually got a few spot on, which is good. We predicted quite a few wins. Scores we're not correct on all of them, but we at least got some spot on. So, as usual, in the order that they happened. First game of game week 25 last week was Leeds and Nottingham Forest. I predicted a 1-1 draw for that one, but it was actually a 3-1 Leeds win. So, better than I think we expected.
Yeah, like, I think I expected Leeds to win based on their form, and, you know, as we were saying before about Leeds, they're this weird team that will just pull wins out of nowhere, and obviously Forest is trying to get that kind of relegation safety of trying to get away from West Ham, and I just had a weird feeling that Leicester were just going to make it even harder for them to even get away from that.
Well, they did. They certainly did. 3-1 win. I think we did say a few times that Leeds are like a little bit of a wild card in the sense of, like, as we said before, they win games that you expect them to lose. They sometimes lose games you expect to win, and draw games where they shouldn't sometimes. But I mean, obviously they just came up last year from the championship, so it's good to see a newly promoted team still winning and not going straight back down, or at least back in the zone already. So it's definitely good to see. And I'm sure they'll be happy with getting the 3 points. As you said, they're trying their best to make as much room as they can from themselves in the bottom 5, and they're doing well. They're getting further and further away, but we have an interesting contender for the relegation battle. And contender might be a bit strong, but we have an unexpected team down there, which we'll get into in a few moments, because I don't think anyone expected them to be there. But we'll get back to those in a couple minutes. But anyway, moving on. The next game that happened last week was United and Spurs. I predicted a United 2-0 win. And ding, 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 I was spot on. 2-0 for United. Spurs suck. That was good.
Yeah,
I think that was good.
I'd say that was a good prediction. I just for some reason thought, you know, United would kind of leak a goal from Spurs, because Spurs are just them people that, you know, you think you're getting the win and then they score a goal and then you go, oh shit, and then it's like it'll either be a draw or you win 3-1. So I said the safety of 3-1, but it was a good prediction from you.
Hell yeah. And one of those teams may or may not be the one that I was just saying is a surprise contender for the zone battle, but we'll get back into that. The next game on that list was Bournemouth and Villa. I predicted a 1-0 win for Bournemouth, but it ended up just being a 1-1 draw for both teams, which I think is not necessarily surprising, but I guess, I mean, I thought that Villa might struggle because they had only won 2 of their last 5 at that time, so I thought they might struggle, but they pulled a draw, so they pulled a point. They're still in a good spot near the top, and Bournemouth are currently sitting 9th as well, so not a disaster result for either team, but I suppose I thought Bournemouth would be a little bit more confident going into that one against Villa, but there we go. I guess a draw was the result.
I actually did get that spot on, because I said 1-1, and That is
You
because the
did.
fact is, as you said, they were both kind of so even, and even though kind of expecting Bournemouth to get the win, I just thought how from Villa lost the week before, I was like, surely not two in a row, so I went for the draw instead.
Fair enough. Well, it was a good shout, of course. But yeah, moving on to the next one. It was Arsenal versus Sunderland. I predicted a 2-1 win for Arsenal, but it was a 3-0 win for Arsenal. So I just got the third goal on the wrong side.
Yeah,
but I think, yeah, I think Arsenal are, like you said a few weeks ago, I think they lost a game or something, and they're one of those teams that when they lose, they always seem to come back. They always seem to not want to let the title slip. They don't want to look like they're bottling it again. It seems like every time they lose, they come back and get a good, decent win. No, I don't think Arsenal lost the week before, but they're keeping their form going good, and they're really kind of pulling away a little bit at the top as well. So we could see Arsenal win, but there's still plenty of games. You never know.
Yeah, like after they lost to United, they've including Champions League and the cups, they've won 4 in a row with only conceding 2 goals and scoring 3, 7, 8, 11 goals.
Oh, gee, that's a lot of goals for that many games. And I think Gyökeres scored as well. Again, he's someone we kind of talked about a couple of weeks ago about how we think he's the kind of player that when he finds his rhythm, he'll get going. And maybe this is the start of his rhythm. Who knows? Maybe we'll see some more from him.
Yeah, he's picking up.
He is. But anyway, moving on to the next one. The next one was Burnley and West Ham. I predicted a 2-0 win for West Ham. And again, ding, ding, ding. I was spot on, a 2-0 win for West Ham. That one was, I think, that was one of those games that we thought would all but cement the bottom 2 of the table. If Burnley got a win out of that, I think you could say they might pick up and then end up at 18th or 17th at the end. So I thought West Ham would be desperate, as you said, to get those points, try get out of the zone as much as they can, try force themselves even a few points above the zone. And they're still in the zone as of now, but the gap is a lot smaller than it was. So I think their desperation probably to stay up is probably something that's driving them, or maybe even saving a few of those wins that they're getting. Yeah,
I said 2-0 too, because that was one of the games where on our last episode we were you were picking a result and then I said I'd go for the same one. So
yeah, that's true.
That was one of the results that I also said 2-0, because I guess I had the same intention that you just said. Like, they need to pick up these wins, and they're putting the pressure on Forest and now also the other team that we'll mention in after this.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on to the next one. Next one was Fulham versus Everton. I predicted a 2-1 win for Everton, but it was a 1-1 draw. I don't really think there's anything that surprising. They're at the moment 8th and 12th on the table, so they're pretty close to each other, really. I wouldn't have expected, if there was going to be a win, I didn't think there was going to be more than 1 goal difference in it, so I don't think that's too surprising at this point.
Yeah, mine was the exact same intention. I thought they'd be, I guess it was only a 2-1, but I guess Everton as well are just also, strangely enough, climbing up the table, and God knows how they're doing it.
Who knows? But
Moyes is at the wheel.
It's cool to see. Yeah, Moyes is at the wheel. But moving on to the next one, we have Wolves versus Chelsea. I predicted a 4-0 win for Chelsea, and I was nearly correct. It was a 3-1 win. Again, if the other goal was on the other side, it would have been perfect. I guess, Chelsea had been scoring a lot recently. I think that was my main point of prediction for our last episode where I came up with this. And I didn't think Wolves would sneak any past, but they did. They got one past. Look, it doesn't change anything really, but Chelsea with a pretty commanding win. over Wolves, which is
I went for
not really
also
surprising.
the 4-0, thinking they'd absolutely demolish them, and we got close, but
We did. We did.
they
I was watching the score, and then I couldn't watch the game. I was just watching the score, and I saw 3-0. I was like, oh my God, I might be right. They said 3-1, and I said, fuck. Damn it. They just had to ruin it. Score a useless goal for nothing.
I know. We were nearly getting all the exact same things we predicted right.
Almost. Oh, well, moving on to the next one. Next one was Newcastle versus Brentford. I predicted a 1-0 win from Brentford. I thought they would just slip one by. Ended up being a 3-2 win for Brentford. So, again, the result was correct, but the scoreline we didn't get right. I guess I'm surprised that was high scoring game. I mean, 5 goals is I would say quite high scoring. So I think that was surprising given the fact that Newcastle and Brentford, they're not really that far apart. I mean, I'm looking at the table now and they're like 2-3 points apart. I wouldn't have expected that many goals. I don't know why. I just didn't expect it, but there you go.
I thought I need to kind of stop thinking that Brentford don't have a chance, because the last few weeks when I thought, I think in the first episode I was like, oh yeah, no, Brentford are in good form, they'll win. Then they lost. Then in the next episode I was like, oh, maybe they might kind of come back after that. They lost again, I think. And then
yeah.
That's why I was kind of like, they're just going to lose again. And then now they ended up beating Newcastle, even though Newcastle have been on good form. I don't know what. Like, Brentford's just such my bogey time for picking results for.
Yeah. We just said Newcastle are on good form. I'm looking at the league table. They're not. They're not in good form at all. That's their first win in the last 5 games. It was 1 draw, 3 losses, and 1 win. So, they're not in good form. But I guess we just didn't expect Brentford to pull that out. They weren't in spectacular form either. So I think we're just surprised at Brentford sneaking by.
I think it's just like based on Newcastle's season last season, you're kind of like with this intention of them being good. And I know it was like Brentford bet Aston Villa last week, and that's why I know I was saying, Brentford with good form, but it's just because, Brentford got bet by Forest and Chelsea.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think Newcastle's form might be a bit better going into it, but I guess, with them losing to City in the Cup and then Liverpool, like, it's not like they had easy games.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, like, they're both in the mud. I
guess, yeah.
I don't know what to predict for either team, because they're just like one of them, they'll beat the best team, lose to the good team, then you'll think they'll beat another, like, good team, then they lose, and it's just like, what?
Yeah. I wouldn't even class them as like a bogey team, because they do sometimes win the ones they should and lose the ones they should. They're just unpredictable. Like, you just don't know what's gonna happen every time, and it's always interesting to see their results. I think, to be fair.
Yeah, like Newcastle finishing 5th last season, and Brentford finishing in 10th, and then you look at them now, like, as you were saying, how close they are in points, like how Newcastle are now 10th and Brentford are 7th.
Nearly a flip of last season's positions. It's pretty funny. But anyway, moving on, we have got Brighton and Crystal Palace. I predicted a 2-1 win for Brighton, but it was actually a 1-0 win for Crystal Palace. So, I mean, nothing too surprising. At the time of recording the last one, they were level on the table, I think. 14th and 15th, or 13th and 14th. I thought one might pull ahead, and I was right, but it was just the other one. So, there you
go. I don't know. It's just another game where you think Crystal Palace are doing brutal. And I guess Brighton aren't doing too great either. So it's like, again, with the Newcastle game, you're trying to pick which one is better than the other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to pick a correct result for teams that are so close together in the middle, but I guess, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
got it
went for
wrong,
a
but
draw for that reason, but look, what can you do?
yeah, what can you do? But anyway, moving on to the final game of last week, and this one, it's got a couple of talking points in this one, I think. Liverpool versus Man City. Now, before we begin, I'd like to point something out. We put up a video on TikTok a few days ago before this game had started asking, who do you think's going to win? And we got one result. And this guy commented, Liverpool easy. A 2-1 loss to City doesn't spell easy for me. And to be honest, I think it could have been 3. I predicted a 4-3 win for City. It was 2-1. So not exactly the same, but I think there's a few talking points in that one. A couple of strange, weird moments. Well, what were your thoughts on the game? Were you able to see it, or did you see highlights? Like, what was your take on that one?
Yeah, so I said 2-1 win for City.
Spot on.
Yeah, I did watch the end of the game, and like that, it was such a weird end to the game where,
yeah,
you know, that goal, that free kick was unbelievable.
Stunning. Oh my God.
And I think when I seen that go in, I was like, right, it's just going to be this game where Liverpool win 1-0 or it's going to be a 1-1 draw. And then I did not expect it to then go 2-1. And I was like, no way. And then the whole drama part at the end.
Yeah.
Like that, I can understand both point of views of it, but I think it's hard to, like I say, if it's completely right with the kind of decision made.
Yeah, for those who didn't get to watch it or don't know exactly what we're talking about, Dominic Szoboszlai, I think the 74th or 73rd minute, scored an amazing free kick off the post and in for Liverpool. I mean, it was the angle of they had a camera like behind him ready for this, and like, wow. I mean, he takes a shot. It's from an angle where you think any player would like really struggle to put this in from there. Not only is it pretty far out, probably 30, 35 yards, give or take, it's sort of off center to the goal where it's not quite down the middle, but it's not quite on one side. It's kind of like in a weird sort of halfway between. And Szoboszlai hit it down the middle of the goal, but then at the last minute it swerved, hit the post and went in. It was amazing. If you haven't seen it, we urge you to watch it because that was insane. And then it was 1-0 for a while, and then out of nowhere, Haaland gave Bernardo Silva an assist with a header somehow. And then Haaland scored a penalty, which again, as we talked about last week, he's not scored an open goal or an open play goal for quite some time. So yeah, he scored and assisted, but it was again another penalty. So I wonder if the next game he'll score an open play goal. But the main talking point, I think, or at least one of them, was City could have had a third goal, and it was ruled out for a foul in the build-up. I think was the reason that VAR pulled it back.
Yeah, it was more like that. A foul happened, and then another foul happened, but the ball was in the net while it all happened.
Yeah, it was so. Okay. I think this needs as much context as we can get. So, Liverpool, it's 2-1 to City. It's like the 80-something, the 89th minute, 90th, whatever it is. It's like really late in the game. One of the last attacks or moments that is in the game. And Alisson goes up for a corner. City managed to clear it. Cherky is just before the halfway line when he just hits it. And it's rolling along the ground. It's kind of slowing down, but it looks like it's going to go in. Haaland and Szoboszlai are racing for it. Haaland is ahead of Szoboszlai, and then he gets his jersey pulled, and then Szoboszlai gets in front of Haaland, then Haaland pulls his jersey, and then they both fall. The ball goes in, and it's given as a goal, and then the referee pulls it back and said, because Haaland got his jersey pulled and Szoboszlai was the last man back, it's a straight red for Szoboszlai, but because Haaland pulled his jersey, the goal is ruled out for foul. So, a very strange set of circumstances in that moment there. Really weird, I would say. At least that's my understanding of it anyway.
That was a mental decision. Because
it's so weird.
I feel like, the foul happened with Szoboszlai initiating the contact.
Yeah.
So, right, I guess the thing for him getting sent off, you'd say, is probably fair enough.
Yeah, last man back.
Yeah, but I don't understand how you can then play the advantage of him fouling him to then Haaland fouling him to then disallow the goal, because technically that is an advantage from him pulling him back to stop Haaland to get into the ball. So that's advantage. Yes, So then it's like, why is it then been brought back to then a free kick about 40 yards out?
Yeah, I mean, if I was the referee, I certainly would have given the goal. And if I was going to send Szoboszlai off, just do it retroactively. Like when the game restarts or when the goal goes in, just, pop the red card. Because, last man back, fair enough. Goal scoring opportunity, I guess. And he pulled him down. Yeah, I think it's a pretty fair red card. I just don't know why they ruled the goal out.
I think the commentator was even saying in the during the game, he was like, just give them the goal and send them off, because he stopped Haaland from potentially scoring a tap in, but it still went in either way. So if you're going to give advantage, fine, but the ball wasn't interacted with while advantage was going on, so just give the goal. It's so strange.
I don't get it. It's like the whole offside thing where if the ball is still in play, or as long as the player who's offside doesn't interfere with play, the game keeps going. The ball was going in the net. Szoboszlai didn't touch it. Haaland didn't touch it. It rolled in basically, so I would think because no one interfered with it that it would count. But obviously VAR room thought otherwise that day. So weird one. If you ask me, a weird one.
Yeah, it's a strange one to get your head around. But look, I guess that's why there's other people doing that ruling of decisions. But I feel like that was a bit of an odd one.
Yeah, I mean, even if the goal was given at that stage in the game for how late it was, I really don't think it would have changed the outcome anyway. Whether he pulled it back for a free kick, 40 yards out, whatever it was or not, it was 2-1. It was like the 90. Let me check what minute it was. It was like the 90 plus 4th or 90 plus 14th minute, something like that. Like it was ridiculously late in the game. 90 plus 13 was when Szoboszlai was sent off. At that point, just let it roll in and give the goal, man. What's the difference? You know what I mean?
Turkey's just been robbed of a goal, and it's just like it was going to be a goal either way. Like it was either Turkey scored or Haaland sprinted by Szoboszlai and scored.
Yeah, and I wonder now, like, if Haaland had gotten past him and tapped it in, would the ruling have been different? Maybe not.
But that's the thing. I'd say if Szoboszlai fouled Haaland the way he did, but Haaland still got around him, then it would have been a goal for Haaland. But then say if Szoboszlai pulled Haaland back and cleared it, he'd be sent off and it'd be a fucking penalty.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, Craig Pawson was the referee. He gave the decision. I can't remember exactly what he said, but I just remember not exactly agreeing with his decision. I mean, fuck, man, who knows? Who knows what goes on in that room?
It's such a brain twister, like, to understand what even went on.
Yeah. It feels like almost every week there's a new situation where we go, huh? With some VAR decision that just doesn't make any sense. It's crazy. But now, something we always do each week as well is we go over the top 5 and the bottom 5 of each team. And the reason we're doing that with extra special attention to one team this week is because I don't think anyone would have expected them to be in either of these top 5s or bottom 5s, whatever we want to look at it. So, currently in first place, we've got Arsenal on 56 points. They are, doing well. They had a little bit of a bump before, but they've won their last 2 games, so they might pick it up. They might extend their gap later tonight. Or is it later tonight? Yeah, later tonight. Who knows? We'll see. In second place, we've got Man City on 51 points, so 5 points behind Arsenal. But this is City. You never know. Arsenal could bottle it. City could pick it up. Either could happen. Still plenty of time left. There's still 12 games after tonight, so...
And they still have to play each other as well, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. I believe so as well, yeah. So a lot of time. still to go. In third place, we have Aston Villa on 48 points. So, look, at this point, I don't know if they'll get higher than third. They're only 3 points behind City, so it's possible. But, I think at this point, I feel like it's safe to say it's between City and Arsenal for the title this year. It still could be surprised, but for Aston Villa to be 8 points behind, that's a big gap at the top. So
yeah,
I don't think they're going to get much higher.
Yeah, they're lost to Brentford and Everton, and then them drawing to Bournemouth last week. Kind of, what is that? A potential 7? What was it? 6? Another 8 points, say.
If they won those games, they'd be level right now. I think they'd be level now.
And that's the thing is, it's always, if you show up for them games, you win all them small games. It's even the same with Man United. There was games that if they had won, they would have been only 2 points behind Arsenal. And that's the thing is, the one thing City have done has showed up when it matters. Because, that Liverpool game, when they were losing, you were like, they've after bottling the kind of title charge to get it back. Yeah. Then they went 1-1 and 1-2-1, and everyone was like, that's just what City do.
There you go. They win when it matters. They definitely do. Look, again, there's still 12 games left. Villa are playing right now as we speak, so the game could be over by the time we finish, and we may know their fate by then. But who knows? Not an impossible gap, but I think at this side of the table, that's a big gap. So we'll see, but never rule them out. You never know what can happen, but I don't think it's going to get much better than that for them. I think at best, they'll finish second, at absolute best, but I think they can be happy with third place this year. I think that's a pretty realistic spot for them to finish.
Yeah, that'd be a great kind of position for them, especially after all the competitions they've been. I know they were playing Champions League last year, but to get as high as they are now, as well as juggling all the other competition, is great because they haven't had this experience for years.
Yeah, the team that they have, I think it's funny that, at least in my opinion, I don't think any of the team are superstars, but they're all ballers in their own right. You've got some really great players on that, but I wouldn't call any of them amazing top talents, best in the world kind of thing. But they're still I feel like it's a really well-rounded team with really good guys in every position. So I think that's a big difference between them and other teams as well, like Man City, where they've got Haaland and Cherky and all that stuff. They have superstars, and then they have kind of guys who just kind of do their job and move on. But I don't know. That's probably a shitty take, but I just feel like Aston Villa have a great squad. They're really good all around, but I don't think anyone's a superstar on that team.
Yeah.
But anyway, then moving on. In fourth place, we've got Manchester United on 45. So they could still finish third. That's still possible. I mean, they're only like a win behind Aston Villa. So if United win tonight and Aston Villa lose, poof, third place. Sorry. So I think the battle of third and fourth is most likely, I think it's between Aston Villa, United and Chelsea. I think those are the three teams that will move up and down in third, fourth and fifth. I don't think it's going to change much between those two though, or those three places.
I think United getting third, with how brutal they've been, will be as good as, say, how Ollie used to get them in second place.
Yeah, I mean, they've been great recently. 4 wins in their last 5, and which
unbeaten in their last 9 games in a row.
Yeah, sorry about the haircut, dude, but
if only he did like unbeaten games, he would have had his haircut ages ago.
Oh yeah, but he chose to say win, so it's his own fault.
Yeah, he deserves it.
But yeah, there you go. There you go. He deserves it. Oh god. Anyway, moving on. We've got Chelsea at 5th with 44 points. As I said, the 3rd, 4th and 5th can change between Aston Villa, United and Chelsea at any point. There's only 4 points between them three, so I could picture either of those three finishing in any order. But I do think the top 3rd, 4th and 5th, I don't think that's going to change much for at least the majority of the season. Maybe Liverpool might pull themselves together a little bit to get up there, but I mean, they're 5 points behind Chelsea. So again, at that part of the table, that's like, it's not a small gap, but like it's not huge. It's doable. But the way Liverpool have been recently, I don't know.
I think Liverpool really need to win tonight to kind of get themselves back in that contention for, say, top 5, because with Chelsea drawing against Leeds, that is like a big boost for them. So they really need to kind of take advantage of these teams not winning and starting to move back up into the top part where they kind of have always been.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I think they show signs that they will pick it up, and then like the next game afterwards, they kind of fall apart again. So who knows what's going to happen? And I mean, in their last, as we speak at this very moment, in their last 5, a win, 2 draws, 2 losses. It's not great for how they've been the last few years. Who knows? They could pick it up, but if current form is anything to go off, I'll be surprised if they win more than 1 or 2 games in a row for the next couple of weeks. So who knows, man? Who knows? Yeah. But moving on then to the bottom 5, and this is where it gets interesting for one team. And there's some news about them. So in 15th, we have got Leeds United on 30 points. They are pretty safe from the zone right now. They're currently 6 points clear of the zone. That's a big gap at that point in the table. So I think if they can get 1 or 2 more wins in the next few weeks, I think that pretty much secures them as safe for the season. I think that's a good safety cushion is kind of 6 or 9 points for them. I think that will be enough to secure them.
Yeah, I think they say 34 points is like the average safety net of teams. Right. But the way the season's going and how they're all so close, like it's not like one team is like miles apart from the other. Like West Ham, as you said, are only 6 points behind them. That's only 2 wins in 12 games that are left or something. Yeah, it's not like for the form these teams have, that's a big gap. But realistically, like, you know, we've seen West Ham in their last 5, they've won 3. So it's not impossible. Like, they can do it. But I think Leeds will probably be pretty desperate to win their next few for that reason, because I think they know as well that it's not impossible for them to still fuck this up and go straight back down. I mean,
if 34 points is the average safe zone, they just need to win one and draw one, historically speaking. So we'll see what happens. But they're currently pretty safe. They've got that kind of 6-point cushion. But like we said, it's that's not impossible to recover from. So we'll see what West Ham can do in the next few weeks. Now, the big surprise. In 16th place, Tottenham Hotspurs with 29 points. What the fuck is happening with Tottenham this year? Europa League winners and relegated in the same season. Well, not the same season, but you know what I mean. Back-to-back seasons. That would be something. That would be something.
Had, as Cal Freese would say, a stinker of a last few weeks because they got knocked out of, I think, the automatic qualifications for the Champions League. I think they missed out on one spot. So they're going to have to play a knockout phase in Champions League. And now they're also fighting for relegation in a league while playing Champions League. Yeah.
It's not what you would call good. I have to say, it's not what you'd call good. And more news came out today that their manager, Thomas Frank, has been let go. Pretty unsurprisingly. I saw a stat that he's got, I think it was 2 wins in the last 17. Wow.
Yeah.
Very bad.
Yeah, he for some reason said at the end of the last game, he was like, I will 1000% take charge for the Arsenal game. The next day, he is sacked. And then, I think his overall results were that I don't know how many games he played under them, but I think it's like he won 13, but lost 15 games.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow. It's pretty dire stuff.
Yeah, it's not anything good.
Yeah. No. And the funny thing is, I'm looking at the Champions League table now. They're 4th in the Champions League table. 5 wins out of 8 games. How are they able to perform so much better in the Champions League than the league? I mean,
so then they've automatically then made it into the group stage then.
They're into, I believe, the next stage, which is they're going against. So the winner of Club Brugge Atletico Madrid will go up against the winner. Will go up against either Spurs or Liverpool, and then the winner of Barcelona and Chelsea will go up against either Spurs or Liverpool. I think, if I'm reading this table right. So they're in there. They've qualified.
So. But could we see a first-time team win the Champions League and lose and get relegated from the Premier League?
I had to Google that because I was curious if it ever happened, and from what I could tell, it hasn't. So they have the potential to set the funniest record we've ever seen. It's there. The possibilities are there. It could happen. But 16th place, I mean, God, what is going on? Like, Spurs, from my memory, have always been one of the top 6 in the last couple of years. Like, at this point, is it fair to say that they're no longer a top 6 team? Like, I don't know if that's fair to say or not. But, like, it's not good. Like, I'm looking at their table positions for the last couple of years. So they're 16th this year. They finished 17th last year. 5th the year before, 8th the year before that, 4th, 7th, 6th, 4th, 3rd, going back a couple of years. So, like, yeah, okay, they've never been, like, title contenders, really. But 17th and 16th? Wow. That's...
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, the closest team I think I can find to that kind of banterish stat that Spurs could obtain is Wigan won the FA Cup in 2013 and got relegated from the Premier League in the same season. 3 days apart.
Oh, wow. 3 days apart. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that's such a Spurs thing to be smashing it in the Champions League and nearly fucking relegated from the Premier League in the same season. Such a Spurs thing.
Crazy.
So weird. It's such a Spurs thing. But I guess now their big thing is like, who do they even get now for the Spurs job? Like, they had Nuno Espirito Santo, I think last year. He got sacked because of or not last year, I think it was the year before or earlier this year because of bad performances. They had Ange last year, won the Europa League, but 17th. Owners thought, not good enough, got rid of him as well. Like, who wants this job? Who did they want for this job? I saw online some guy suggested that Xavi Hernandez take the job.
Oh,
like Barcelona Xavi. And everyone's like, lad, are you okay? Like, there's not a chance he's taking that. But like,
yeah,
it's a good question. Who do you even get to do this?
I'd say they'll probably go for Glasner because, you know, everyone was after him, and he's already come out saying that he doesn't want to manage Crystal Palace next season. So I'd say they'll probably try to go after him.
They might. I mean, who knows? I think there's a couple managers, or well, not managers, a few guys out there who are open to management who haven't got back into it for a while. So, you know, I think I saw some things that Ollie Solskjaer is open to managing again, but I think he specifically wants United if he's going to go back into it. So, you know, although he wants to manage, I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna take a Spurs job.
The Glasner
could be a shout. Yeah,
for the job is De Zerbi because he has just left Marseille.
That's right. He's got sacked from Marseille. Yeah.
Whoever John Hoitinga, never heard of him before.
I think I've heard his name, but I'm not quite sure exactly.
Pochettino, Robbie Keane, and Glasner are the top 5.
So Poch to come back, interesting. I think Robbie Keane is an interesting one. He's with Ferencváros in Hungary, and he's doing exceptionally well in the Conference League. I think is the team or the competition that they're in right now. So, and Ferencváros, by the way, are top of the Hungarian league, first place, drawn at 40. So if Robbie Keane can do it in Hungary, he can do it at Spurs. I mean, who knows? I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting shout. I actually haven't heard that, but could be good. I mean, he did play for Spurs like fucking 20-something years ago or something like that. So he'd be returning to the club. But I don't know how well he would do at a club like that. Going from Hungarian club straight to the Premier League to a club that's been struggling. I don't know how he would do. Who knows?
It's a hard one to judge because it's like the amount of managers that have, you know, helped a brutal team do well in the season. Next of all, they move to like a top tier club, and then they just get shafted out of it. Yeah,
I mean, Robbie Keane has helped. I think it's Ferencváros, is how you say it. To the knockout stages of the Europa League. They are playing, I think it's Ludogorets. Ludogorets Razgrad on the 19th of February in the knockout stages. So, I mean, if he gets far enough in the competition, they might just send out, they might just ask him for it. But I think, I would have a feeling that Glasner or Poch is probably more likely candidates for that role than Robbie Keane is. It'd still be interesting to see, though. Still be interesting to see. So, you never know. Anyway, though, moving on. In 17th place, we've got Nottingham Forest on 27. 2 points behind Spurs. 3 points clear of the zone. That is a tight gap between relegation and current safety. I mean, 3 points. Nottingham Forest are... Who are they playing right now? Nottingham Forest are playing Wolves. So we could see Nottingham Forest get a bit of a cushion here tonight. I mean, if Wolves win, it doesn't really matter. It matters for Nottingham Forest, but it doesn't matter for Wolves. So will Nottingham Forest be desperate enough to win and stay at the zone? I would assume so. But whether they will or not, we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah,
But
like as you said, it's kind of, if Forest want to stay up, they have to keep winning as much as West Ham. So if like West Ham win, they have to win. If West Ham draw, they have to draw.
Yeah, they kind of have to go pound for pound right now, win for win. If one wins, the other has to win. Otherwise, you got problems. Yeah,
because if they go level on point, it's gonna be it's gonna all go down to goal difference, and I guess Forest have the best goal difference, but you know, Santos
not by much.
Yeah, like Santos has West Ham turning into prime Barcelona, just pulling results out of nowhere. So
they could do it, man. They could do it.
Yeah,
they could do it. But speaking of West Ham, moving on, in 18th place at the top of the relegation zone, we have West Ham on 24 points. I mean, as we just said, they're only 3 points behind Nottingham Forest. They are 9 points clear of 19th place. So it's at this point, I feel like it's almost all but confirmed. They're not going to drop further than that in the zone. And I think, as you said, they're doing really well recently. 3 wins in their last 5. So I think they could possibly get back out of the zone. And, Nottingham Forest, they're struggling. And their owner is, well, we all know about him. But, I think, man, the way it's going, I can picture West Ham pulling out the bag and sending Nottingham Forest down again. Purely just based off recent form. And as I said, West Ham seem to be just pulling results out of their ass. And I think they could do it.
I think this is a very mad comment, but I actually think Spurs could get relegated.
That would be great. That would be so funny.
Because if you look at their next few fixtures, the next 3 are London derbies, which is Arsenal, Fulham, and then I guess Crystal Palace is even planes.
Yeah.
Then it goes to Liverpool. Then it's Forest, who's a relegation battle team. Then it's Sunderland, who are actually doing pretty well. I know they lost, but
they are.
They're doing well. You have Brighton. Then it's Wolves, and then the last 4 games of the season is Villa, Leeds, Chelsea, and Everton.
Yeah, it's unless they get a new manager in ASAP who turns his team around, they're in trouble. Genuinely in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I don't know how they're doing so well in the Champions League and making a balls of it in the Premier League. I don't know how they're doing that. But, I mean, you're right. We could see Tottenham get relegated this year with, again, the current form they're in. 3 losses in the last 5 games. They could be in real trouble. I guess we'll wait and see, but it's looking bad. It's looking bad for Tottenham right now and for West Ham. Who knows? Who knows? But moving on to 19th place, we've got Burnley with 15 points. As you said, they're 9 points behind West Ham, who are on 24. And they are 6 points ahead of Wolves, who are 20th. I mean, look, I don't think Burnley or Wolves are going to change positions at all. I think they're pretty much confirmed to go down at this point. We don't even need to talk about the mathematics behind it or any of that bullshit. It's obvious. 15 points. They need to get at least 12 points if they want to come even close to getting out of the zone. And it's not happening. Their next game is Chelsea tonight. Not happening, I don't think.
No, I
Sorry,
don't think
Burnley.
it's happening anytime soon.
No, I don't think so. But then moving on to 20th place, we have Wolves on 9 points. And as always, I repeat, 9 points. 0-9, single digits. They're cooked. No hope. They are done.
Yeah. I think that's been confirmed since we started doing this podcast. They're finished. There's no chance.
They're absolutely finished. Not a chance. Not a chance. It would be the greatest Premier League relegation battle comeback ever if they managed to do it. They won't, though. They won't. I mean,
No,
they
you
have
to pull like what is it?
nearly 20 points. Almost.
Yeah.
I mean, Nottingham Forest are 17th and safe with 27. They need to get 18 points if they want to come close to safety. Not happening.
Jesus,
Not happening. They might get 19th. Maybe. Does that really matter? They're still going to go down.
It's more of who's going to finish last. Is it going to be Burnley or Wolves?
I mean, I think it's going to be Burnley. Or, sorry, Wolves. I think it's going to be Wolves finishing last.
Yeah.
Like, if they get one more point for the rest of the season, I'll be impressed. Never mind.
Yeah, I think
6
the
more.
worst points to finish at the end of a season is, I think Derby said it, with 11 points one season to get relegated.
I think it was, yeah. Let me see if I can. Worst Prem record ever. So they had. They went down in. Where was it? Yeah, Derby County, the 07-08 season, 11 points, a minus 69 goal difference. That is rough. That is rough. We could see that record broken. We could see it broken. They're 9 points. If they get less than 2 points, they've broken that record. So we'll see. We'll see.
It's interesting.
It's interesting. You never know. At this point, like, instead of putting bets on can they get out of the zone, you're going to put bets on, like, are they going to have the worst season ever or not? Like, that's the only bets that you can put on now.
I know. I don't know what the odds would have been for them to be relegated at the start of the season after doing well last season, though.
I wouldn't have thought it'd be very high odds to get relegated, but now I think I mean, as you said, it's all but confirmed pretty much that they're going to go down, so I don't think you're going to get very much money back if you bet on it now.
Yeah, well, actually, in fairness, last season they finished 16th. Spurs finished 17th last season, so
that's crazy. Wow.
They are like, what is it? They finished the season with 38 points, and at the moment they are on 29.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, I guess you can technically argue they're doing better at this point than they were last year, with 1 point less.
I guess so. But, they need to pull another 9 points out from the last 12 games, and like you can see that's
a lot.
About 34 points to save because Leicester got relegated with 25. And Southampton last season got relegated with a minus 60 goal difference and 12 points.
Jesus.
So they just about finished the season with not looking like Brighton.
Prime Derby.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, we're approaching the hour mark, so before we jump off, we are going to give our predictions for the remaining, I think, 6 or 7 games for Game Week 26. So some of them are happening as we speak, but I'm not looking at the scores. Well, kind of am. But I'm not. I already wrote my predictions down before we started, so I'm not influenced by these scores. So, and this time I didn't really look at any stats. I just went purely off vibes, how the teams felt. So I'm probably going to be totally wrong with these. But anyway, let's start. So since I said my results the last few times, why don't you start? Give me your predictions first, and I'll see if I copied you instead.
Okay, so from what I have on my screen, it's Aston Villa and Brighton first.
Yep.
So I said 2-0 to Aston Villa.
I'm copying you now. I said the exact same thing.
No way.
Yeah. I said the exact same thing.
Yeah, I just said it because I was like, I don't know, I just felt like Villa against Brighton, like Brighton haven't been good, and then Villa have kind of like also been a bit on off, so I just think this is their kind of resurgence game to maybe get back into winning ways. Could be,
yeah. I think that's a fair zone.
Yeah. So then the next one is Crystal Palace and Burnley. I said 2-0 to Palace.
Oh, I said 2-1 to Palace.
Oh.
Similar results.
Yeah, so
Similar.
I think that's, you know, I don't know, Palace saving their season, I guess, from having such a poor start to it, and with the whole issue with Mateta and Glasner, it's good that I'd like to see them getting back into their, I guess, way they were last season.
Yeah, and first game of the season this year was winning the FA Cup final against Liverpool, so, I mean, obviously they lost Mark Guehi now to City, but, you know, they're still doing decent. They're still
going, yeah. They've probably been doing better without him than with him.
Well, maybe, yeah. Maybe. I mean, they can finally get all that transfer saga talk out of their mind now, which is probably helping.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
The next game I have then is City against Fulham.
Okay.
I said 3-1 to City.
Oh, I said 3-0 to City.
Ooh,
very close, very close.
It's like just been one, like it's like you've gone for them keeping a clean sheet, and I've gone for them to concede, and I seem to do that every time.
It's funny how we're always within a goal of each other with the same result, which is a slightly different scoreline every time.
Yeah, like you'll say, I don't know, Newcastle will win 2-1, but I'll then say the other team will win 2-1. So
yeah, usually it's the other way, but
similar,
yeah, we're pretty similar. I guess the vibes are the same.
The next game I have is Forest against Wolves. I said Wolves would win 3-1.
Excuse me. 3-1 win for Wolves.
Yeah, I just feel like Wolves might just pull some madness out against Forest.
Oh, holy shit. I said a 1-0 win for Forest. I think they'll barely scrape by. Jesus Christ.
It'd be amazing if I got it right. That would be crazy.
That would be insane.
Then the next game I have is Sunderland and Liverpool. I said a 2-1 win to Liverpool because I feel like they're going to be hard done by with the City game that they'll just scrape by Sunderland.
I put down a 1-1 draw because, as you said, I think Liverpool will be angry with the City loss, but Szoboszlai suspended, so they're a key player down.
That's it.
I mean, I know they have Gravenberch on the bench, so who's going to take the free kicks? Who's going to pull the men down? Who's going to do all the time wasting? Who knows?
Who's going to complain that they got knocked out with the World Cup qualifiers by Ireland? Huh? Like, who's going to do that?
Who's going to fix his hair at every free kick and make sure his socks are tight enough and make sure his wrist tape is white enough right before he loses a game against Ireland? Who's going to make sure that's going to happen now with him suspended? Who's going to do that? No one, that's who. Yeah, I just said 1-1 because I think Szoboszlai's like really important for them recently, so I think with him gone, not that they'll struggle, but they'll be missing like a really key piece of their midfield, so
that's a fair result, to be fair,
yeah.
So then the last game of this week is Brentford against Arsenal. I said a 2-2 draw.
Ooh, going spicy with this one. That would be an interesting result. That would certainly close the gap a little bit between them and City near the top.
Yeah.
Geez, what, you said 2-2 draw?
Yeah, because I just feel like, Arsenal in such good form. Brentford have also pulled these mad results out of the bag. I just feel like they're going to give them a better game than what probably Arsenal expected.
I have a 1-0 win for Arsenal for similar reasons. I think Brentford will give them quite a game, quite the struggle. But I think Arsenal prevail. Again, I think they maybe feel like City are sort of creeping up on them, creeping the back of their neck, that they're breathing right down their neck and saying, we're still here, we can still catch you. So I think Arsenal are going to get desperate to get as far ahead as they can. And their form has been decent, a little bit off the last 5, 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. But I think against Brentford, I think they'll just scrape one by. I think it'll be a tight win. but I think they'll get it. I think.
That's, I guess, yeah, like, how can you not go against Arsenal winning?
Yeah, I mean, again, I still stand by the fact that it would be cool to watch them win the title after so long, but it'd be even funnier if they didn't. It'd be even funnier if they didn't.
It would just be such an L.
It'd be so funny. Wow. But anyway, we're at the hour mark. That is our predictions for game week 26. Pretty fair, nothing outrageous like I had last week with those like 2 games. I predicted City and Liverpool would have 7 goals. Don't know what I was having that day, but
still got the City
that's our
win.
predictions.
That's the main thing.
I got the City win, and I got 2 results spot on, so clearly I wasn't that crazy. But that's our predictions for game week 26, which is happening later tonight. So we'll see what happens. I don't believe we have any games on the weekend then, if the match day is today.
Yeah, I think it's the FA Cup.
I believe so. So the next game week is the 21st of February. So 2 weeks, well, week and a half from now, give or take. So we'll be back next week. Maybe talk about some other results that happened throughout FA Cup or World of Football in general, since there's no Premier League. We'll see. We don't even know yet. It's just it's as much of a mystery to us as it is to you, the listener.
Yeah.
So
you might know the results of the first 4 games, but you might not. We don't know what happened in the last, so that's the more exciting part.
Yeah, we don't know. Nobody knows. World of Football surprises you all the time. But anyway, thank you so much for listening to episode number 4 of the Balls and Goals podcast. As always, make sure to drop a like, drop a follow, drop a rating, 5 stars, or if of course we deserve 5 stars. What? Drop a subscribe, drop whatever your platform uses to follow, whatever you call us. Use that button. Make sure you slap the shit out of that button so you hear everything from us. And make sure to follow us on social media. Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as well at Balls and Goals Pod, where we give our take on results, ask you for your predictions, and we make fun of other teams, because who doesn't love doing that? That's the best part of football. You get to make fun of other people.
It's the greatest.
Everyone's okay with it. It's the best. But thank you so much for listening. Make sure to check in next week, as I just said, where we're talking about whoever the fuck knows. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.